Hi all. So welcome to the class on basics for SAP CPI by Vishal Saxena. In this class we'll be seeing the basics of CPI and how exactly CPI can be used in order to solve your integration problem in your own company. So what are the normal challenges which we will be facing during integration? These are all the challenges which we'll be facing during integration. First is the data security and compliance. When we are integrating any data in our landscape, we have to make sure that we are securing the data before sending it across on the public network, and it is decrypted towards the receiver, and then it is decoded in the receiver, and then it's used there. So we have to make sure that the data security is there, which is provided by SAP CPI. And compliance is nothing but we should be maintaining a log of what all has happened, so that later on when audit is happening in your company, you have to be sure that your integration solution which you are using should be able to adapt and should be able to show what all changes have happened and what all log has happened. It should be recording that thing. Similarly, the second thing is master data synchronization. So in any particular organization, there is a lot of master data which is there. Let's say that customer, vendor, or materials which are there. So you have to make sure that your master data is created in the main system, whatever it is, and then based on it, it's replicated to all the systems in your landscape. To those of you who are already experienced will be knowing that based on the master data only your transaction data will be happening. Your transaction data like sales order processing or anything, it is important for it to have the master data created. So our integration solution or the tool which we are going to use in our integration should be providing a way in which the master data is synchronized in the entire landscape. So as soon as you are creating a material at one particular place in one particular system, it is distributed across your landscape and everything is available. So that can be done in SAP CPI easily. Now time to implement and cost to implement. This is very important, guys. Let's say that you are trying to implement some legacy software in order to provide your integration solution. So it's very important that you are able to provide your integration solution, or you are able to design your system so that it's adapting to your business needs, and that particular design or the way you are using in your system, it is very important that you implement a particular time frame for it as well as a cost. So every project will be having a time schedule which is there, as well as a cost which will be there for that particular project. So with CPI, the time to implement will be less, as well as the cost to implement will be less compared to the other technologies which are there. Now upgrade. What happens? Let's say that we are integrating from system A to system B. What happens if your system A gets upgraded from one particular level to the second level, or your system B gets upgraded from one level to second level? And what if they are not using or not transferring the same sort of data? Will your integration solution be adapting to that particular upgrade? So for that, it's very important that your integration solution itself is able to adapt to whatever changes are happening in your landscape, as well as when your integration solution is being upgraded, it should not be disturbing the design of the integration. Now similarly, monitoring. So there is a requirement when I am integrating data from my system to another system, that is when I am sending the data or receiving data from one system to other system, it is very important for me to know the real-time monitoring. Means when I am exactly sending the data at that time, I should be able to see in my system what message is going from one system to other system and what message is incoming to that particular system. So CPI provides real-time monitoring, as well as various other features are there in CPI, which we'll be seeing in the course. So with monitoring, you will be able to do the entire stuff of monitoring in CPI. Non-SAP systems. Now any of you who have actually worked in real time, you will be knowing that in any landscape, it's not important that all the systems are SAP systems only. It is very limited, or in every landscape you will be able to find around 40 to 50% systems are SAP systems. The other systems are non-SAP related systems. It may be related to Java, it may be related to VB, it may be something of some other software vendor like Salesforce or any other system. So you have to make sure that your data is getting passed from your SAP systems to non-SAP systems. So that is also provided by CPI. Now customized SAP. What is customized SAP? Let's say that we have created a lot of Z transactions in our SAP, as well as we have created all the Z tables, as well as some master data which is specifically used in our system, and SAP has not provided a solution for it. So if we are customizing our system to a lot of extent, then it's very important that your integration solution should also be able to understand it. If your integration solution is not able to understand the customizations which you have done in SAP, then it will be difficult for you to integrate your SAP system with other systems. So CPI understands the customization which have been done in underlying SAP system, as well as transfer that entire information to various other systems. Now cloud integration. CPI itself is based in cloud. So when you are doing the cloud integration, it will be very, very easy with CPI. Let's say you are trying to integrate an on-premise SAP system with a cloud-based application which is there. It will be very easy for you to integrate from on-premise to cloud, cloud to on-premise, as well as cloud to cloud applications. Let's say that two different applications are there and both of them are present in cloud. So you just need to know the protocol with which they are exchanging the information, and you can design your iFlow accordingly. So there are various technical protocols. Let's say that I am sending my data from system A in IDOC format, and this particular data will be given to system B in XML format, and how exactly you are communicating between both the systems, that is the main protocol. So how exactly are the systems communicating with each other, or how you are sending the data and how you are receiving the data, and how you are mapping the entire stuff, that is the technical protocol which will be there. Now support. So let's say that for any particular integration solution other than CPI or anything, let's say we are having a scenario of supporting it. So there should be a dedicated support team which should be sitting, and we should be making sure that the integration flow works correctly. So with CPI you have to have the support, but your team size and the other time for the team to implement and the other stuff will be reduced. End-to-end monitoring. This is nothing but the monitoring stuff which we had discussed earlier. Let's say that you are sending the message from system A to system B. System B is again processing that message and then sending it across to system C and then to system D. So this entire integration flow, you should be able to see the entire flow running from one end to the other end using CPI monitoring tools. On-premise SAP. So let's say that you are having a SAP system which is on-premise because of the data security constraint or whatever. Then you should be able to integrate this on-premise SAP system with your cloud-based systems as well. As I told earlier, on-premise to cloud, cloud to on-premise, as well as cloud to cloud and on-premise to on-premise will be very simple using SAP CPI. Real-time business process integration. So at real time, we should be able to monitor what all integration is happening. So this point is similar to the monitoring aspect as well, which we had seen earlier. Integration technology. What is the exact integration technology based on which you are trying to integrate the system from one center to other center? So what is the integration technology which your solution is using? So if you see SAP CPI, it's using the Apache Camel framework, which has been proven to be very good for integration. Now, SAP also provides various integration scenarios. They have created the integration scenarios and they have provided it to the users as well. So all you need to do is just purchase a license for CPI, and you can browse through the entire integration solutions which have been given by SAP, and you should be able to copy it, adapt it to your own needs, and then use that particular solution. So we can see the standard SAP offerings by SAP on below URL. So I'll just be clicking on this. Now if I go to this particular website, I can see all the integration scenarios which have been given to me by SAP. So I'm going to content type and clicking on integration. And here I can see all the integration scenarios which have been provided. So let's say SAP Commerce Financial Services Accelerated Integration with SAP Claims. So let me click on this one. And I should be able to see all the integration details. Details are there here. If you want to see the integration which is there, you can see various iFlows which have been created for this. Replicate insurance claim information. So I'm just clicking on this one. It will ask me to log on. So I'll just use my ID and then I'll log on to SAP. And here I should be able to see the entire iFlow which has been created by SAP. If I find this particular scenario similar to the one which I am having in my company, then I will be copying this entire scenario and using it. So this is the entire iFlow which has been created. So as you can see in this particular iFlow, your sender system is there. I'll just expand it a little. Your sender system is sending the data via SOAP protocol and it's doing various steps in the iFlow. Certain conditions are also there. Once these conditions are met and everything is done, then we are going to send the final data across to this particular system using HTTP protocol. Similarly, if you go to the details section, you will be able to find the details of that particular integration scenario which SAP has created. So not just this one, guys. If you go to this particular website which I have shown earlier, you will be able to find various integration solutions which SAP has pre-delivered so that it can be used easily within the business. All we need to do is just copy this entire stuff and then replicate it so that copy it and modify it so that it is suiting our business needs and then use it in our landscape. So this is the SAP CPI architecture which you are seeing on your screen right now. So as you can see in the middle layer, we are having SAP CPI which is there, and on the bottom we are having SAP on-premise systems, third-party on-premise systems which are there on the premise of the company, and then third-party cloud systems. SAP CPI is engineered for cloud, so all the communication with cloud is easily handled with SAP CPI. It has multi-level security, so you should be assured that your data is secured when it's sent across the network. It is pre-packaged. It has pre-packaged integration flows. As I had shown you in that particular website, there are a lot of integration flows which have been pre-packaged and delivered by SAP, which can easily be used to communicate with any other system. If in case you are having a complete new requirement and you don't have that particular solution in SAP, then you have to create your own iFlow. That also I'll be showing you in this particular course. Similarly, there is a market and community and marketplace which is available, which is highly beneficial for SAP. Means the SDN user community as well as the marketplace which is there for SAP. Let's suppose while doing any integration I am stuck up at one particular position. Then you can easily ask the community members what exactly is the error or why I am stuck up at that particular place, and they will be able to help you out. So that is the best part of SAP. Now this particular cloud integration platform is easily adaptable and it can be it can be used for integrating with any cloud-based application. Here I am showing just a few SAP cloud-based applications like SuccessFactors, C4C, Ariba, BYD, Concur. So SAP is on a sphere of acquiring various companies and then merging it in its own technologies, creating various modules. Now, all of these companies may not be using ABAP, they may not be using the IDOC format or anything. they may be having their own technology, and most of it may be related to Java. So our integration tool which we are going to use should be able to adapt and should be able to use all these technologies and should be able to communicate within itself. So that's the reason why SAP has come up with CPI. Now CPI is based in cloud. So there is SAP Cloud Platform, and within the cloud platform there are various it's a subscription based model. So there are various applications which SAP has provided. One out of them is SAP CPI. There are many other applications. I have just listed a few more. SAP Machine Learning is there, SAP Leonardo is there, and all these applications are there. They will be using certain features which have been provided by SAP Cloud Platform. For example, storage is there, user management is there, security is there. So what data I am having in my cloud should not be visible to the other people of other companies. So, and then I should be able to store my data within my SAP cloud. So that is provided by storage facility of cloud platform. Similarly, user management. Which users are there in my organization? What is the hierarchy of the users? How many managers are there? How many employees are there? So all those details are maintained in the user management. Security. Let's say that I am from the IT department and there is another user who is there from let's say finance department. I am authorized to see as well as modify certain application which has been provided by SAP Cloud Platform. But the other finance person may not be having the authority to see or modify that application. So for that, various rules will be there which will be assigned within the cloud platform. So I will be having the authority or I will be having the role in order to access a particular application which may not be there for that particular user. So all those details are maintained in security. And SAP CPI will be using all the facilities which are provided by SAP Cloud Platform. It need not have its own storage, its own security feature and all those things. So it will be using these things which are commonly provided by cloud platform. So CPI uses storage from cloud platform, CPI uses user management, CPI also uses security. That's how it is based in cloud. Now whenever a customer is there, let's say that I am a customer, I have my own company, and within my company I want to use the cloud platform. So first is that I have to have an account with SAP. So that is something which will be called as a global account. Now within my global account I can have many tenants. Tenants are nothing but workplaces within which we will be doing certain work. So there will be many tenants, out of which one tenant is there for SAP CPI, with which I will be developing and deploying my iFlows. So this is how the architecture is there: customer, account, tenant. So I have created another video which can be seen by all of you guys, in which I have shown how to create your own tenant and how to access various or how to activate various applications within the cloud platform and use it. So with the free trial you will be able to do it for around 1 month or so right now. So that is available in cloud platform, which you can easily use and adapt and practice your own solutions. Now SAP CPI integration framework. As I had discussed earlier, Apache Camel is the integration framework for SAP CPI. Camel is an open source Java based framework. So this framework is developed on Java. So our CPI is also indirectly developed on Java only. It uses this Apache Camel, and Apache Camel uses Java. Camel is based on enterprise integration patterns. So it is basically based on how to integrate various systems. So how do you integrate various systems? How do you do the message mapping and all the transformations? That is very easily done in Apache Camel. So that Camel we have used in CPI. So that is the main integration framework. More details about Apache Camel can be found on this particular website. Let's see this website once. Just a second, guys. So I am Just going to this website. Now here you will be able to find all the details of Apache Camel. Getting started, what is Camel? I would suggest you guys to have a look at this one so that you can have some brief understanding of what is Apache Camel and how exactly it came into existence. So this is the website which you can browse through, and you can browse through all the features which are there for Apache Camel. So we will be seeing the details of iFlows and all the things, how we can use them in CPI. So indirectly we will also be seeing Apache Camel. Now what exactly is the technical architecture? So let's say this is the entire Apache Camel which is there, the blue line. Within the Apache Camel we are having this tenant which is there. Now when a user tries to log on, at that time there will be a load balancer which will be there. The load balancer will be seeing what is the load of the system, and accordingly it will be identifying a tenant. There will be tenant management node as well as runtime node. So it will be identifying a tenant which is having the runtime capacity in order to handle that particular request. And the tenant management node will be directly interacting with the monitor data node which is there. And this monitor data, it will also be, the tenant management node will also be interacting with runtime node, which will be interacting with message content which is there. And this is how the processing happens for the entire Camel framework. So that's it in this particular class, guys, and in the next lecture we'll be seeing further details for SAP CPI. Thank you for your time.